Okay, in this video we are going to review and look at another interesting little gun, a Beretta model 950 BS, sometimes known as the Beretta Minx. So let me switch the camera around, we'll take a look at it and compare it to some of the other Berettas I have. Okay, so here we have a look at this interesting little gun. When I was out at my headquarters in the American Legion parking lot perusing some guns this weekend, I ran across this pistol and made somebody an offer on it and picked it up. The reason I did is not so much for looking for a little 22 short concealed carry. It's just that it's an unusual gun. And it brings back a story that I have. Now, the Italians in Beretta made these little tiny pistols in 22 short, 22 long rifle, 25 auto, 32 automatic. And they started back in the 50s. And this gun, I'll go over that with some of the features too. And we all know that wonderful Gun Control Act of 1968 and the Saturday Night Special Law that you couldn't have any little tiny automatic pistols made in a foreign country imported to the U.S. So over the years, it ended up where Beretta just set up a factory in the United States. And I think Walter eventually did also, and they manufactured their small size guns here in the U.S. to get around the importation laws. And what this is this pistol was made in the United States. I believe the first year of production was sometime around 1978 or so. And it's Beretta USA Corporation out of, I think, Maryland. I can't pronounce it, abbreviated ACKK, but in the guidebook it gives this. And my neighbor, longtime shooting partner and friend, Fred, when he found out Beretta was making these guns, he had to have one. Went down to the local gun store, told the guy when one gets available, order it. And I remember he came to the house. I got done with school, was mowing lawns back then when I was in high school, and Fred goes, come on, we're going to go pick my gun up. And we went down to the store. And at the time, they called it a Beretta Minx. I don't know if this is what that was called. Went down the store, and he bought one of these brand new. And me and him went out together, and he let me shoot it. And I shot one of these little guns. I never really had a need for a 22 short, little compact auto. But he got that pistol. It was interesting at that time, way back in the 70s. And when I seen this gun, it's kind of one of those, I had to have it. Okay. So we'll take a look at it. It's still a neat gun. It's still interesting. And as for its value or purpose, whatever, that again, that's your opinion also. So the first thing is this gun is in 22 short, which number one is not a huge, some people scoff at the 25 automatic, but when you look at the other videos about this particular gun, they showed a 22 short, 22 long rifle, and 25 auto. And people have done comparisons with ballistic gelatin and that, and the 22 short really comes out at the bottom. 22 long rifle, you're losing a lot of velocity and power with a short 2¼ inch barrel, whatever's on here. And a lot of people say the 25 auto beats the 2 rim fires, okay? But then you'll hear people tell you that the 25 auto ain't worth a damn as a self-defense cartridge. So, again, these guns are popular. People buy these little subcompact, or what they refer to as super deep concealment gun. And the difference between these, now this one here is a 950 BS. The Italians made an older version, and there's some guys out there, I think Iraqi Vet 888 or whatever, he has one of the earlier ones. that is Italian made. Okay, he has a much earlier pistol. This one, like I said, was made sometime after 1978 or something, and I believe they were discontinued. These might have went to 2000 or so for they were discontinued. I'm not quite sure. But they come either with the short barrel, and you could find some with a 4-inch barrel. So you'd have a little longer barrel on there in 22 short. The difference between this and the older gun is the BS in that has a little manual thumb safety right there, okay, where the older guns would not have that. And I'll explain why. And what we have is the older style, like the Beretta 1951 magazine release here. And you have a 6-shot magazine, okay. And you have the manual safety here. That's what's different about this model. An older one will look just about the same and not have the safety. So now I'm going to back the camera up. We're going to go into operating the gun and some of the features about it. Okay, Beretta had a way of giving a name to all these little pistols. Like today you can still go get a Beretta Tomcat, which is in 32 auto. There's the Bobcat, which it's either the 25 or 22, and this one was called the Minx. That's what I said, hey, that's a Beretta Minx. I gotta have it. And like I said, they're an interesting little gun. Now, one feature this has is this lever right here is the barrel tip up. Which you tip the barrel up and you can load around in there and then press it back down. So the whole concept of this gun was, and this is your magazine release over here on the heel here, you would place a loaded magazine into the pistol. Okay? You would go, and this pistol is a single action only pistol. You would pull this back to half cock there, which this basically, what this does is this locks the gun. It will not fire, nothing will move. You throw this lever up here, like this, get your barrel tipped up, load around in there, close it, and now you're ready to go. The gun won't fire, nothing. And then what you would do to unload it, okay, which was really neat about this, if you wanted to unload the gun, you'd press the lever, the cartridge would fly out, the gun would be unloaded, and you just leave it alone. And you want to go out again, or take it, to carry, flip the lever up, put the cartridge in, and you're ready to go. Now all you would have to do is pull back the hammer, okay, and fire. Like I said, single action only, and it had that half cock. Now, the early pistols made in Italy did not have this little thumb safety on there. That is something that, because in the U.S., got to have a manual safety. It was a feature added later on. That's why I believe the different models, this is the BS. That's what the designation is. And this will not work unless the hammer is fully cocked. If the hammer's down or the hammer's at half cock, this won't go up. But then you just flick this little safety up and your pistol is safe to fire. It's not safe. You can unload with the tip-up barrel. Okay, and then now you just throw the safety down, you're ready to go. Well, you can still use the other way of the half cock and that, but that's kind of basically the concept of this little gun. Now, 22 short. Unusual little caliber. It makes it very small, the pistol. But really, as a very last ditch, other than punching somebody, you'd use something like this. I don't really know how much stopping power or wounding power that a 22 short has. It's not much. Like I said, 22 long rifle and that is a lot better. So, single action, double action. You have very simple sights. A little tiny notch, like on most pocket guns. Let's see if I can get a little tiny notch here in the rear, and integral to the band, the front sight. Not adjustable. Very simple, basic sights. You know, like I said, so that's 6 in the mag, 1 in a barrel that pops up, tip up barrel, and your safety. Now, to field strip this gun or take it apart, you would pull this up here, and then this will rotate farther out. And then you pull the slide back and kind of lift it up. I'm not going to do it because I've had trouble. I'm not quite sure if that's correct, but you pull the slide back and pull it backwards, and there are these wire springs in there. Then you got to hook them back on there. I'm not quite sure if I done it right or not. I got the gun back together after I cleaned it. And also another thing, we'll take a look at it. Hopefully I can get it to where you can see. This gun doesn't have an extractor on it. If you look down in here, I don't know if you can see it or not. If you look down on the face of the slide, you'll see that there is not an extractor in there. So how this gun works is sheer blowback force, okay? So if you have, that's another strange thing about this gun, if you have a round in the chamber and you try to cycle the gun, it will not pull out the unfired cartridge. Okay, that's a little unusual thing about this. You have to unload a loaded barrel by hitting your flip up. You know, bing. And then if there's a cart, it'll go flying the hell out of there. But, interesting. Now we'll take a look at it compared to a couple other Beretta pistols that I have just for size-wise. Okay, here we have 3 different Beretta pistols. We have the little 950 Minx, we have the 81 BB in 32 auto, and we have the full-size 1951 9mm service pistol. Now, just out of curiosity, and all of these guns have the magazine in and are unloaded. Just out of curiosity, I have my scale here, and we're going to see what these guns weigh unloaded, just to get an idea of both size and weight. We're going to go with the Minx. The Minx is 10.6 ounces unloaded. The BB, the 81 BB, of course, that does have a 12 round mag, so it's not a single stack. This one weighs 1 pound, 8.1 ounces. Give you an idea of what you'd be tying on to your belt. And then the full-size 1951. This weighs 2 pounds, 0.2 ounces unloaded. So that gives you an idea of what the guns weigh for the different calibers. You know, even this 32 compared side by side, you know, the size is a lot different. Put them there. As you can see, this gun can more or less cover the palm of your hand. Okay. Where this one, he ain't gonna do that. It's kind of a medium range pistol, and these 81, 84 series in 32 and 380 are kind of sort of a police weapon or service weapon. But to give you an idea, like I said about Beretta, and then you have the full-size service pistol, which, you know, concealability on this is not, you know, that that easy. I mean, this one you can put this in the pants holster. It's flat. The single stack's nice. You can conceal that somewhat. The double stacks, when you get wide, it's hard to carry them concealed. But still, this is smaller and lighter and can be. Where this here, you just put this right in your shirt pocket, pant pocket, whatever you want, you know. I mean, very easy to conceal. That's why it was kind of called a deep concealment pistol. But that kind of gives you an idea of the Beretta line also, you know, size-wise. Full-size service pistol, medium-sized pistols, whatever you want to call it, mid-range, and then these little pocket ultra conceal carry guns. And here we'll compare this little 22 short to my 380 auto, which when I did a comparison with this and the other 380, they're about the same size, you know, length and that. So this shows you this is even smaller, these little ones, the 25s and that. And as this compares to like a lot of the Italian-made knockoffs, there was for a long time the little pocket pistols or Saturday night specials were very popular in 25 and 22. You know, this one here, the quality is, you know, Beretta quality. Quality's good. The guy had a few other small pocket pistols, and he had an Italian copy, your common little, like a Titan, FIE Titan or something. I believe those were made overseas, either in Spain or Italy and that. Some of them, I've seen some made in Germany. You know, but the quality on this gun is much better, nicer, the bluing, the finish, fit finish and that. As I remember when I shot this pistol all them years ago and my friend had it, it never stopped. There was never a malfunction or anything when we had this gun. So, that's about it. You know, taking a good look at it. It is a very interesting little gun. I cleaned it up, you know, kind of was not in good condition when I got it. Had some speckle rust on it and dirt and grime, but we got it cleaned up. It looks nice. Mrs. Koba took a shining to this, so we're going to go out to the range and check it out and shoot it. Even though 22 short ammunition is sometimes difficult to find, you can find it, but some stores do not. Yeah, see, the only thing about this is the magazine catch. There was some rust in there. Kind of got to give it a little spank. I've oiled it up. I took it all apart and oiled it and got all the rust and gunk out of it. But that mag catch is a little bit different. And another thing, spare mags, they do make them, but they're going to cost you with shipping and that close to $60 for a spare magazine, which I don't really know if you'd need one. I mean, this type of gun, you know, ultimate last defense type of thing. You're not going to get into a running gun battle with it, you know, so that's about it. So we'll wait, and then when we get to the range, we'll put some rounds through this little guy and see how it does. So that's it on the Beretta Model 950 BS in 22 short, sometimes known as the Beretta Minx pistol.